Salutations, my wonderful rafflers and rafflies of Scrap TF, and welcome to day 26? No, day 27 of our Scrap to Happiness project. Yes, day 27. 3 more days to go after this one. You might notice that this one isn't actually on the site because I have been temporarily community banned. Oops, apparently not supposed to advertise Steam groups at the end. That's no good. But we're going to move past that. Today I want to talk about, well, gamers, because that's what we are. And it's rather bizarre that to me it's perplexing that people feel that it is okay to rage online. And I know that some people do it for comedic value, and I know that some people do it simply because they feel that enraged at a video game, but why do we think it's okay and acceptable, and it's not, at any point, to rage online, especially with multiplayer video games? Now, if it's a single-player game and it's causing you a lot of frustration, there are some, cheap coded-in tactics that really isn't fair to the player, I can understand that kind of rage. But when you're facing against other players, and you're feeling enraged, and you want to rage quit, and you want to leave a server, and you want to spout all these vulgar things, and it doesn't matter if it's Team Fortress 2, or Call of Duty, or any other site. I don't think raging is healthy for people. I don't think raging is right. And I don't find raging to be funny. One, I don't think that raging is healthy. I do think it's healthy to get some anger out, but video games are meant to help escape from the world, not add more troubles to it. If you're enraged at a video game, you need to find something else. You need to find a different hobby that is not going to make you feel worse by the end of it. You don't need a hobby that's going to make you have tantrums and meltdowns. Those are for toddlers. You're not toddlers, and if you're playing Team Fortress 2 as a toddler, you're probably a super genius, because that takes an incredible amount of dexterity. I've never seen a toddler do that before, let alone speak properly. And it's not that this experience has happened to me recently, it's rather I was looking back at all of the accumulated times that I've seen people, spam post memes and say all sorts of lewd, horrendous things in the chats, and it makes me wonder personally, what does it take to get to a person to that point where they are willing to be so slanderous and they're willing to be so vulgar to others? I know that online there is this feeling of anonymousness because they can't see your face nor theirs, or nor you can see theirs. You don't know who you're talking to, and so therefore you just put it out there and you get it out there. But if we want to propel the image that we are sophisticated, classy people who just happen to like video games, we can't willingly accept others, even if it's, now on a personal point, even if it's for comedic value, to rage on it, because rage can be funny, rage can be a very hilarious thing. But for now, I don't think rage would be appropriate. We have too many gamers who are going out and making, we just get a bad image because those are the most popular, or some of the most popular people out there, and it's no, we don't all watch people who go and flip their crap every time somebody gets a headshot on them. We don't. We like people who can, offer new ideas to games, or offer interesting commentary, well, Jerma or Star, I suppose. Jerma and Star offer good commentary. Sorry, that's not what I wanted to get into. I just don't think raging is a good or a healthy thing to do within games. I feel as though if you are upset at a game, take a break, find something else to do. You don't need to vent that online to strangers who, they don't need that, you don't need it, it's not healthy for anybody, so what exactly are you trying to accomplish when you're raging at people? There's nothing to be gained. Maybe except for you feeling maybe a little bit better, but even then, do you really? Or do you just make yourself feel worse because you were out raging and you have your blood pumping and now you feel like a wild animal and you're so mad at this one guy or whatever who keeps killing you for virtual gain? It's baffling. I think it's silly. Whenever I see people doing it, I ask them to stop, and if they don't, I can easily find another server. I don't need people who are like that in video games. I don't think anybody needs that who are like that in video games. And even if they're doing it comedically, I don't know. Raging in video games, it's not healthy for you. It's really not. Video games are meant to be the escape. And I get that they are more socially interconnected now, and there's a lot more ways to connect with other people, and that's fantastic. I love that, but I feel as though it's being abused, and it's putting gamers in a negative light. And that's not what we want. I think it's bizarre that we're so willing to put entertainment in front of values and, other important ideals that we let ourselves have this negative image with other people who are raging online and doing these things that are not, we wouldn't find that ever acceptable 20 years ago. Like, you've seen those videos, or maybe you haven't, of those little 4- and 5-year-old kids who hear their parents curse a lot on Call of Duty, and then they give their kids the microphones and the headsets, and they let them curse off the other team while they're playing. 20 years ago, that would have been socially unacceptable, and nobody would have liked that. I get that times change, but that's... like, I feel sorry for those kids. I feel bad for them that their parents are allowing them to do that, and I get that some people may disagree with that statement. They may say, well, it's their parents, you should let them raise them, they're, letting them integrate to the adult world earlier. I'm fine with, telling kids things when they are ready to understand them. Some kids are ready to hear more adult things earlier than others. If you're a child, don't listen to this for the next 20 seconds, okay? Cool. Just skip ahead. But Santa's not real, or, Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy, those things don't exist. I'm fine with that. And I think that kids are very capable of learning higher level things than we previously think. I think our school system is just a bit borked on that kind of nonsense. Kids can handle it. They may not want to handle it half the time, but half the time they don't even know how much they can handle in the first place. So why not just let them do it? But when I see children and other people raging, it saddens me quite a bit, and I don't want that to be propelled into the future. And I don't want you guys to rage at video games either. If you feel the need to rage or rage quit, I would much prefer you rage quit. Get out of there, find something else that'll calm you down. That's pretty much my piece for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Not gonna do the last bit, and I will see you guys next time. Hey.